So your mighties right away.
Bum 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 ba-da-da-dum bum 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 bum. Little low. Bum 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 ba-da-da-dum bum bum ba-dum ba-ba-dum. Da 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 ba da 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 bum ba da 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 da. Hello, my friends. Hello, my mighties. Hello, Facebook Live people. Wonderful to see everyone. Live chat. Let me put this up there so I can see everyone. It is so good to see everyone. Hi, Harry. Hi, Jessica and Sandy and Karen and Leanne. Leanne, that article was excellent. Excellent. In fact, I'm going to show it. I got to bring it. I printed it out. Thank you for thinking of me. I've not responded to you. I'm very sorry. I planned on catching up on emails tonight. But since you're right here, I might as well tell you it's an excellent article. And since I'm doing live, why don't I just talk about it? It's from Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, who I've been following for many years. I've read, her stuff for years. We've spoken on the same lectern at certain conferences, and I've never met her, but she does very, very good work. Sherry, Sagri, Tenpenny, just the way it sounds, 10 pennies. Sherry Tenpenny, and it's called Tetanus, the Last Bastion of Belief. Excellent article. Excellent. So I'm not going to go into it, but I'm sure if you key this into your browser, you'll find it. You're not going to find it in Google. I don't know. I would go to some of the other alternative places. Tetanus, the Last Bastion of Belief. Excellent, excellent article. Dr. Sherry Tenpenny. So yes, others know her. Yes, you all know her. All right, folks. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Joette Calabrese, and I'm here every Monday night at 8 o'clock Eastern time to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to teach you and to join in you with our beliefs and our understanding of homeopathy, and for me to share what I know. And sometimes you share with me, and I love it. It goes both ways, my friends. This is how we grow. We stay curious. For those who already do know me, hi and welcome. It's wonderful to see you. Hi from Florida. Glad to be here again. Hello from Illinois. There we go. Here we are. Hello, Monday. Hello, North Dakota. Wonderful. Hi, Linda says. Hi, Christy. Christy, where are you? We never know where Christy is. Christy lives in an RV and travels all over the U.S. Earth. It's so wonderful. Hi, everyone from Connecticut, and what else? Where else do we have? Again, Florida. And yes, it's wonderful. Watertown, New York. Hi, Watertown, New York. Not too far from my hometown. And Ohio, etc. It's so wonderful to see everyone. Okay, shall we talk? Let's talk, okay? Let's talk about the V word, not the dirty word, or not the, no, the V word that people are always so worried about. The word that is, that everyone is so afraid of. There you go. Thank you, Leanne. I knew you'd put it up there. Thank you. Pay attention to what Leanne's writing up there in the Mighties group. It's an excellent article, and pass it around. And every vet should have a copy of that. Every mother, anyone who works outside, anyone who has children outside. Absolutely. Very, very important. Okay, so let's talk about that word that is that colds come from. That they think that this diaper is going to protect people from, which of course it doesn't. Let's talk about how these, look, we know that bacteria can be treated with conventionally with antibiotics. So of course we use homeopathy all the time. But for those who are still caught up in the conventional medical model, then we know that antibiotics will take care of that, generally speaking. But with viruses, generally there is not a broad spectrum or broad reaching drug that will take care of them all. But to be honest, do we really need to know what the conventional medication might be? Now, some people choose to do that, but the reason we're here is because we choose to use something much different, and what that is of course homeopathy. So I'm going to start really simply tonight. Okay, I'm going to start with one combination medicine and another medicine that most of you already know. And they don't say that they're for viruses, but they are for viruses. Okay. So it is. We're going to look at what boron puts out. Now there are a lot of good homeopathy companies. We have several in this country. This boron happens to be from France, but they also manufacture here in the U.S. in 2 locations, I believe. And this medicine, Cold Calm, is many people swear by this. I've had many clients, many students come to me and say, "Oh my gosh, this stuff is amazing. My child is just about to get sick or starts to get sick, and I give him a dose of this, and then the next child, and then a dose, and the next child, my husband and the whole family, and we're all fine in a day." Now, this is for cold relief. We know what the cause is, or we know what kind of microorganisms that it's causing this. It's the V word, right? So what I want you to do is this. You do want to own this because it's so darned easy to deal with, okay? But now I'm going to get my trusty little magnifying glass with my light. This was my father's. I inherited it. And I'm going to look on the back under active ingredients. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want you to know what the medicines are in this combination medicine called Cold Calm. And I'll tell you why in a minute. Active ingredients, allium cepa 3C. And it says, what's the purpose? Relieve sneezing and runny nose. Next one, Apis mellifica 6C relieves nasal congestion. Next one, Belladonna 6C relieves colds with a sudden onset. Next one, Eupatorium perforatum 3C relieves aches and pain associated with colds. With what? With a B, right? Okay. Next one, Gelsemium 6C relieves headaches associated with colds. Calibicromium 6C relieves nasal discharge. Nux vomica 3C relieves sneezing attacks. Phytolacca 6C relieves minor sore throat associated with colds, or you know what. And what else do we have left here? Pulsatilla 6C relieves colds with a loss of taste and smell. Now, you know what we're doing by reading this? This is like, in a way, kind of a crude way, or in a lighthearted way, maybe that's the way I should put it. It's like a little repertory. The company that manufactured this, Boron, what they did was they got a list of the conditions, the symptoms that people have when they get the V, and then they look at all of those, the sneezing, the runny eyes, the sneezing attacks, the minor sore throat, a loss of smell and taste, and they put them all together. They list them all up, and then they get their repertory out, and they look up each one. They look up each of those conditions. And by looking up each of those conditions, they're not going to put all the remedies that are associated with that condition. That would be ridiculous. It would be thousands, maybe 800, maybe 500. But the point is, they're choosing specifically those medicines that we know have worked for the most number of people. And these are very common medicines: allium cepa, pulsatilla, belladonna, etc., nux vomica. These are very common medicines that we have known through the years are useful for when someone gets a cold or a V, right? Which is the same thing. So they choose them. Then they make a decision. the decision is, what potency should we use? So they're using 3s and 6s, and all 3s and 6s, right? 3, 6, 3, 6, 3, 6. Yes. Okay. And then they mix it all together. Now, I'm going to say parenthetically, years ago when because I was classically trained, and I was told you never use combination medicines. I was told over and over and over, never use a medicine that has more than one remedy in it. But my students and my clients would come to me and report, but it worked. You told me only to use pulsatilla for this menstrual issue, this chronic condition. And then I got sick and I'm really sorry. And they'd put their tail between their legs and they would say, I'm really sorry, but I took this combination medicine and it was amazing. So what was I going to say? You're wrong? I don't think so. That's how we learn. We stay open to other ideas, even though we were trained not to consider this. So that's just parenthetic. It's really not as important as what the other issues are, the other concerns I want to discuss tonight. And that is that when you know the symptoms, my friends, and there they are, sneezing and runny nose, nasal congestion, cold symptoms, headaches, nasal discharge, sneezing attacks, sore throat associated with colds, loss of taste and smell. Guess what? You know what medicine to use. And you also, and you're not saying, oh, it's this virus or it's that virus, or it's something that's coming from a lab, or it's coming from another part of the world, or the bad guys released it, or the good guys tried to stop it. It doesn't matter. What are we doing? We are going to do one thing, especially in the very onset. We are going to use the symptoms. Now, this has already done it for us. Cold Calm has already done this for us. What they've done is they've repertorized, put it all together, and given it to you. Now, one of the reasons, let me say, that some people don't like using combination medicines is because they're afraid that they're going to prove. But you're not going to prove this. Why? Because you're only using it for a few hours or a day, maybe a couple of days. You're not going to take this forever. You're not going to take it for many weeks or months. It's going to be done in no time because the medicine is going to act. So, regardless of the virus, my friends, regardless of the concern, we use the symptoms. In this case, they combined them all. In other cases, we may not be able to combine them all. In other cases, you may not find a medicine that is pre-made for you. But I will tell you that this method of using these companies that combine them for an acute situation, we're not talking about chronic, we're talking about a cold, a virus, etc. When we are talking about an acute situation, these companies can be amazing. Boron, Highlands, OHM, if you're a student or a client of mine, Washington, Hahnemann, Helios, Thompson's, those kinds of companies that manufacture these medicines and combine them, that can be your lifesaver. Yes, it can. Now, if you don't have all of these symptoms, let's say you don't have the sneezing, so what? You're taking a medicine that has that in it. You're not going to take it for a long time. But if I'm looking at it now, if you do have a loss of sense of smell, or you do have achiness, then there you go. You only need one or two of those symptoms for it to act. Now, there's another medicine, and I see somebody already talking about it. Oscillococcinum. Same idea. Manufactured again by Boron. By the way, Boron doesn't even know I'm doing this. I don't get paid by Boron. I don't do affiliate programs. You should know that right off the bat, okay? I just think these are great products, and I wouldn't tell you about it if I didn't think that way. And I use them myself. Now, I have used Cold Calm. I find I don't get great results from oscillococcinum. And I'll tell you why I think that is. My friend calls it the shotgun effect. Yeah, it's great. The reason that I think that I don't get great use out of this is because I'm going to open it up and I'm going to show you. is because sometimes I think I'm too much of a renegade. I don't like following directions. I don't like doing what people tell me to do. As soon as they tell me, that's the kiss of death. Okay, this is what it looks like inside. Each one of these little vials is 1 dose. And so when I have used this, I never take a full vial. I take a third of a vial, and then I take another third, 15 minutes later or an hour later or whatever. And I suspect that that's the reason why this is not active for me and my family, because I've taught them to do the same thing since they were little. So here, so you see that hand opening the drawer there? There's Perry. Oh, yes, it is. Absolutely, I can see you. Hi. So I think that's the reason. I have learned through the years that the number of pills, my friends, matters. So if it says to take 5 pills of cold calm, take 5 pills. If it says to take the whole little vial of oscillococcinum, take the entire vial. Okay? That's what I want you to think that way. Don't try to get away with too much. It's just not good for us sometimes. And sometimes it is. Listen, my new motto is, I've been telling everyone, or my new statement, stay curious. And then my new one is, be ungovernable. And I guess that can be taken too far, can't it? Yes, Leanne says, take the whole thing. It does say that. Take the whole thing, but I have not done that. Now, both of these medicines, oscillococcinum and cold calm, at the first onset, because you don't know, is this that virus, or is it this virus, or is it a flu, or is it just a bad cold? Is it a head cold? Is it a chest cold? It doesn't matter. Both of these are very good for this. Now, some people I know are going to say, well, would you take both? If you had to. I don't think it's necessary. I think you can choose one or the other. And you're going to probably find, this, by the way, oscillococcinum is the highest, let's see, let me make sure I get this statement correct. It is the most purchased over-the-counter medication in all of France. And I think that also includes I think it is just over-the-counter in all of France. It's very big in France, and it has been very big in France for a very long time. Why is that? Well, because they don't have the kind of industry that we have here that's fighting us every inch of the way, that sees this as a market share issue. Okay, let's see what we've got. Some questions here. Hi from Ajax, Ontario. Love that name, Ajax. I always said that if I had another dog, I might call him Ajax. I love that name. All right. Hi, group from California, Missouri. Let's see who else we've got. Miami, Oregon. Cold calm will be taken by those who will not take homeopathy when suggesting them how to feel better with a cold, etc. Many are surprised the relief that comes. Carry with me all the time. Yes, it's an excellent idea, because it doesn't look like homeopathy. It doesn't look strange to them. It's in these are in blister packs. I mean, it's just the way people are accustomed to seeing drugs. Yes, it can make all the difference in the world. Yes, I love that the keynotes are right there. That's exactly what it is. The keynotes are right there. Now with oscillococcinum, it's only one ingredient, and it's Anis berberae. And it's a 200C. It's a beautiful thing. It's duck, waterfowl, liver, and heart. Yes, my friends. Let's see. It's good for a starter when you are new to homeopathy, especially. Yes. I water dose cold calm. Listen, if you can get away with water dosing, by all means do it. Sometimes you can get away with it. Sometimes you can't. How long does it last when you do that in the water? Well, it depends on if you live in Hawaii or Arizona or Canada. So you can put it in the refrigerator, certainly. All right. My daughter is having nonstop cough following virus, and I can't help her with just 1 or 2 remedies. No, these medicines are really more for the onset, regardless of what the condition is. This is for the onset. That's absolutely right. I have talked about nagging coughs. Do this. Joette Calabrese, nagging cough, or just cough. And you'll find it right there on my blog. I talk about exactly that. The best win is when my husband started taking the one for a restaurant after about remedies, when she mentioned her waitress had a headache. Now I know he's a believer. Yes, I didn't quite read that properly. All right. Gateway drugs. Yeah, they're gateway. It's exactly so. Just like Cynic, says Leanne. You're absolutely right. I wish I had time to run and go get the package of Cynic. Cynic is the same idea. It's in a blister pack. Can a dog take it in a piece of cheese, or does it need to hit the mouth membranes? No, I've given dogs remedies in cheese. If it's very important, I try not to do that. Buster, if he sees me going to the cabinet where I keep remedies, he follows me. But when he doesn't feel well, if he doesn't care and he's sleeping or he's busy eating or something, no big deal. But if he's not feeling well, he'll follow me. He's hoping I'm going to go to the homeopathy cabinet. I take the remedy down, I open it up, I put it in the palm of my hand. I know that there are rules that say don't do that. Oh, pshaw. I put it in my hand, I put it down, and he licks it all up. So am I getting some by putting it on my hand? Probably. You know what? The more remedies I get, the happier I am. You can also water dose animals too. I put arnica in Buster's water. Buster, for those of you who are new, Buster is my poodle. He's a very old poodle. He's going to be 17 and a half in a month. In a month? Yes, in a month, I think. All righty. What else do we have? Usually I only need 1 bottle of water for the length of the cold. Very good, Kristen. Thank you for sharing. Have you tried repeating them more often? Yes, you can certainly repeat them more often. Absolutely. Don't think twice. Love cold calm, says Leah or Layla. Tim Mitchell, yes, if not more effective. Okay, you just bought throat calm for my girls. Throat calm, another good one. Another good one. Absolutely. I love those combos. Let's see. My dog eats them right off the floor. When her belly is really upset, she won't do that and put them right in her mouth. Okay. Go Buster, says Lisbeth. I'm a dog sitter and I water dose all the time. Wow, Buster, great. When my dog Lily doesn't feel well, she will take them from my hand. Healed so many animals when their owners didn't even know. Oh, it's so true. My dog turns her head when I've chosen the wrong remedy. You know what? I think that is so. I have seen Buster do that, and I've insisted on him taking it, and it was the wrong medicine. I can't say it's 100%, but I have seen that kind of behavior in him sometimes. But also, Buster doesn't like the lactose pills. He only likes the sucrose pills. Yeah, they do taste sweet. If you're having a cold, flu symptoms and begin taking remedies and don't see any change after 4 doses, but then symptoms get much worse after you stop giving them, would you continue giving the same remedies? But then the symptoms get much worse after you stop giving. Yes, because if you think that what that means is that the condition has improved, but you stopped, hence it's come back again, then yes, by all means, get back to it again. My dog spit them out when it was wrong. Oh, it's adorable. It is adorable. Tried Rumix, Drosera, Bryona, nothing helps. Oh, these are all cough things. Yeah, no, look up when you're looking up for the coughs, look under Joette Calabrese cough. How do I share? Okay. How many pellets to use for water dosing? A dose is a dose is a dose. I would still use the same number of pellets. Absolutely a good product, Oscillococcinum. Cold Crush by Genexa is good. You are right, as I mismatch different companies together. Way too many. Okay. Cold Calm. I've never used Genexa. That's I've never tried that. Way too many. I take a few, not the whole vial. All righty. What else do we have here? My sister-in-law and I caught the V last year, and I treated myself each day per their symptoms as they changed over 7 days, because after those days, those days I was fine. She got quite sick, bronchitis type, on steroids and other extreme exhaustion after 4. After 4 weeks, she was recovered except for the exhaustion. Well, how about all those people have been jabbed and are getting sick? My husband and I got probably what it was back in January or February of 2020. And it was a very strange illness. It was quite different than anything we've ever had before. But, we used homeopathy. We certainly got past it. And then in 21, maybe around the same time, I don't remember exactly, we got sick again. Not nearly as bad, and used homeopathy and no problem. On the other hand, I have far too many stories, far too many of people who have had this and then got sick, and then had this again and got sick again, only got really sick. 3 weeks of sickness. Lies, 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 and more lies. I'm going to be taken off this platform at some point. I was sure that was the case, but in this mix wasn't sure. Cold calm does not seem to help me, but oscillococcinum works well. Yeah, and you find what works for you. You use what's good for you. Okay. That's why I put different bowls out with different remedies and always offer fresh water. Crazy to see them go right to the right remedy. Oh, that's an interesting way of doing it. Yes. Yes, look at that. The commander-in-chief of sorts, still having this after all those booster, really works. It's safe and effective. What do they say? Once you get it, it stops right there. I remember that gesture. We all remember that gesture, right? Oh my gosh. You know what the real problem is? I think it's causing dementia. Safe and effective. That's crazy. Okay. I thought oscillococcinum is only good for the first 48 hours. No, not necessarily. Some people you can definitely use it. But here's the thing. Someone said earlier, she keeps it in her purse. Not a bad idea during the season, when there's a chance that something like that could happen. Now, these are not the only medicines. I'm just telling you that it's not that complex if you have something up front, because I love eupatorium. Eupatorium, EUPATORIUM, eupatorium. Great medicine for what's been going on. That's great for influenza. It's very specific for influenza, but it can be any mucosal area, respiratory area, I should say. Eupatorium, I've used it in the 30. I've used it in a mother tincture. I've used it in the 30 at 200, and I've used it in a 1M. I get small amber spray bottles and put remedies in them. They spray easily in the mouth of the horse or dog. Amazing. They love it. Pellets too hard to give it an M. No, you're absolutely right, Jennifer. That's an excellent way to deal with it. Absolutely. Now that they are fear-mongering with the monkey thing, do we proceed the same way? Yes, we do, but not necessarily with these, because that monkey thing is about skin. Viral, but skin. So now we look at what is on this. What are the symptoms on the skin? If it's itching, we might use arsenicum album, antimonium crude. Those are medicines. Listen, I don't even think you got to worry about it. But let's say you did. In that case, what you want to do is always look, if you've taken my skin course, or if you haven't, you just use what I've taught on this blog. I have exactly the protocols for other conditions that are very similar. See, so we don't need to know the exact name. That's what I'm getting at with using these. We don't need to know which one it is. We just know that these are the symptoms. That's my entire point. Same thing with a skin condition. You don't necessarily need to know what it's actually called or what it's caused from. We're using the symptoms. Is it itching? Is it pustular? Is there oozing? Is there maddening itching at night? That's the way we look at this. And you can use my blog. You can, Joette Calabrese pustules. Joette Calabrese itching. I'm not sure exactly if I've used the word pustules. Any good combos for coughs? Listen, my friends, I didn't even talk about the Banerjee protocol of aconitum 200 with Bryonia 30. That's gorgeous. Aconitum 200 mixed with Bryonia 30. It is gorgeous. Bryonia is all about the mucosal membranes and effusion and the lungs and colds and respiratory, and aconitum is bam, you get sick like that. Quick onset. That's the way I want you to look at this. We could go on. There's much more to talk about this, but I have to share with you, my friends, that this is not anything as bad as it is made out to be. And if homeopathy does one thing and one thing only in your life, as it has done in my life, is it eliminates angst. Because that's the real control. To make people afraid is a way to control. And if we're not afraid because we know what to use, then we're golden. And nobody can do any harm to us. No bug, no government, no entity, no industry. We know what to use and we just use it. And if you have friends, if you're in one of the study groups, stay close to them so you can all learn from each other. Thanks, friends. It's great to see you. Thanks for inviting me into your home. Love you all. Mwah! Till next time. Bye.